Assalamualaikum badingolu ngal kontong mobe dawda anibe watu watito. Konsondro kolans nal bismillah na programo ming kasuganyang lokong lokong ninyi antembensi cha jamano. Bari malo Mustafa jame mimbe sirim programo kunna nyentembeng kalbe kontong kal bismillah kutanke alal de maroto muntananjang kana na programo sambale na lokum programo follow alpha balmin be katram ve lokum ni nyentemben sida be tentula be jeila be kontonna be bismillah la fanan alpha ba ngaso soto miya lonko be madina soaren kol be kontonna sawola enen kumbo nyama scientifique ofen kala sanyin alfa bula alkanyun min be jeteng kila wato le bula pour kana kataramfe kana kacha kula mimbe dending Gambia la kula andun Gambia la kumu kula timia lonko ay mo bele sula pour que la banko je ku ekonomia lonko amanke nyafa kuti ka bonna kono ni ma bondino ibulola ima bondino isembola ima bondino idala ima ya bondino fere la akumata le mo edo mandingo min soto ni nata ni afo jang ngamra ni mo kilim falling wala mo kilim kunindi wo banajo mamila dan bla bala so na yin civic education program o jamano nga wulindi wala kama so nin kumbo nyama bi ngalunda soto jambo bismillah bari sa follow during all follow la se wolbula inin lamarla na jibera la nyokontong no boreje inshallah sinadum kukun kono sa follow la honorable bamba inin bara imo kende budum bismillah
Mustafa barakabake assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu wa a'udhu billahi minash shaitani rajim bismillahir rahmanir rahim rabbi shrah li sadri wa yassir li amri wa hlul 'uqdatan min lisani yafqahu qawli Mustafa mbela morlal be kontonna follow kombe ngalo nyamen msafo inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un inna lillahi wa inna ilayhi raji'un mbenyu watu talaka Gambia, Senegal, Mali, Guinea-Bissau, Guinea-Conakry, Burkina Faso, Africa be anin diaspora be ka be kondong baba la sangola men ketam bela alfati alhaji Sheikh Abdullahi Karamba Suwane me alon ko kununga beleta Madina Suwane ikata dandan loptano to sasa kamala beleta silokan nata murunde Madina Suwane nata beloroke be Mamadou Lamine ning dimba be kontonna be Madina Suwane be kontonna be balaji Salim Suare la dimba be kontonna ba Karamba la sangola be Pakaw be kontonna be Kolda regiono be kontonna be Senegal la man sakunda kontonna be Gambia la man sakunda kontonna bari mbele dentala Mustafa mbe afola lamoy la alfanay ko mbe tentula mbe jayila ka wato menta kan lamoy etollel kumayata bari etolle ka kumo tenten etolle kan dema fana mba afola assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh
Nimbara ke Bamba udung sol nga nuyo yawit. Fangayang mute. I think you're on mute, Sol.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Maa ngi nuyu sama collègue panelist yi Bamba Mass, honorable Sane. Yow it maa ngi lay nuyu di la gërëm di la santa ci taxaw bi nga taxaw di make sure ne programme bi am na every Saturday. Ñi ñooy seetaan di ñu déglu ñoom it ku nekk maa ngi lay nuyu di la santa ci sa tur ak sa wàccuwaay. Di jàlle ñoo xam ne ñoo am naxar ak tiis bi aji jiitu bi yal na ko yàlla xare àjjana suuf sedda ci kawam jërë ngeen jëf.
Jërëjëf Sol. Butung honorable Yaya ndefo fengelan se fanambula ening lamur la ling jiber la ñoo kontong inshallah ni obraje sina dung kacha kun kono. Honorable Madi Bijanne bari Madi is struggling akatale akana. So honorable Yaya putun se bule ni mole ñoo kontong.
Okay, Mustafa Barka, thank you very much. Nge kontong nga Mr. Jeng kontong aning Bamba Mass ngal bi kontong programme la. The World Civic Education when they motivate to take part in this program. Nyumbang ko la ñu si carte fayo ni ñu padi carte fayo ni region carte fayo is all lack of civic education. So the program will individual you take upon themselves come all enlighten on civic education. I think we should all take part, especially until politicians were intermotivated to take part in this program. So nga hosngal be konton altonal konton inshallah.
Edimbara bake honorable akumata bake wala nande ka mole jama momo kanajang akala wato bula purkana kataram fejang kasijang woye banko kanule abije fanan nak to biye dol will ning reach out to them ninge commanding afoye malong ikamum busy leke busy mimbe tambila purkana kasi inem banko dingole kaya purkana kasi ya fa mole mune bakere banko kang so wakati na minni wato ta purkataram venkiten to baken kejei ini fanan ka wato ta kataram fejang kasi ke lamen na gol fanan tentun kejei bake akumata bake wotonin kumbo nyama binna kacha ko lafta nga min jibe wolom bayringa moso tom fejam mi alon ko wumu deputy honorable Yaya atem multi mi alon ko député la mati Gambia banko kan be nga député la lo dula lonne bar nin kumbo nyama follow honorable na kacha ko ngol ko lafta nga min jibe wolon bill dole be caring aba fokan na National Assembly ka fami ko anti-corruption bill mo bilol di mi alon ko abe caring bar modol bi je fahamo la fannala mamira ya faham from minimum anti-corruption bill de honorable Madi welcome baraka nga Madi finance ron fe maybe ni la camera lo niku honorable Madi ila camera yo honorable Yaya anti-corruption bill love them matter all to be
Okay, anti-corruption bill loi limu loi me alonko aba minimize la o aba stop la masakunda dokula ka tulum mansala nafulo nyame e ka mansala nafulo endesu nyame ka mansala nafulo sunya nyame e saje sartu betaraje loi betaraje punishment sections betaraje momo ye anything as far as embezzlement is concerned loi ni se kulu wo loi ni ne be mere national assembly later ye politician no la tactician lo nyaming about this time around it is reintroduced again to the National Assembly and is now at the committee stage more jamaka for dibitole loi ni mfale oya baile oya jolana that's not the case process minutes for it has to be revised again because of certain things more than that I may observe. But in the full disclosure of facts, it is very alive. It is still briefing. it is under normal parliamentary process and scrutiny. Janimba pasla. Even though Konga fanya so defects le moldol nato suiteje so nko atakeno la luati atakeno lua bambandunguti atakeno la lua progressive ngti without those clauses. So basically, or in essence, wala anti-corruption bill di lua membe mansakunda dokula kulula nime mansala nafulo kasara o mansala nafulo sunya.
Kumada honorable. Ila jeroto, ila miroto, ila faham roto. Yamira jenko bakeri na bang Gambia banko kang intembe nina ta fanal bela.
Gambia led at Africa banko beti. Gambia la economy at Africa banko beti. Bari masakunda tilimbalia façon membe mansala kodola o banku dingol la kodola Gambia jang o falang mantra Africa banko ka as at now. We are the smallest country, we are the smallest economy, but the level of embezzlement and corruption in the Gambia right now is not happening in any part of Africa right now.
Good. So nin kumbo nyama yamira bilo mim baka wo purka wo bay ka mol fuarol nyafita ka banku dingol nyafita ka banku dingol la nyanto sembentu ya oto manyana kila kuti mi alan tarde nyanda tarala kuto di honorable fo.
I share the same view with you, Mustafa. Wole falang balafa I near Torah politician or lack of principle. Politicians doesn't have principles and politicians doesn't have memory. Politician no balu bukafa. They wanted that is a bill. Me alonko UDP kuntewoti, APRC kunte, NPP kuntewoti. Wolua nyanta wanyadal naso assembly wala menna. Omanyana one victala nyanta ngo luake luat. But nga takar from one section up to the last section nga nearly fanga pass fang but nataje ko ku comme ni ko hadama dingo nin ko hadama dingo la obakela hadama dingo to nyaadi nim barote moto la obakela moto to nyaadi nin jibote kulungo la obakela kulungo to nyaadi. So very important sections deliberately Molia expunge. Some National Assembly members conspire within themselves and expunge that from the bill, and those sections are so critical. Those sections are the most important sections. Many will go without those sections. I will be very shy to call that an anti-corruption bill. That is very unfortunate. Kukumal luwa nyinkono, ntongaje ko kukumal lebote luwa nyinkono. So purunga pass in as anti-corruption bill, abakala anti-corruption bill donor, but at a sembo sotola or at a nafa sotola purka corruption okele Gambia banko.
So saying it is la moilal makwe pur isa fwe wo close kumal mu juma minute.
Exactly, that's my point. Yes.
Would close, I can remember 38 and 43. 38, which deals with illicit enrichment. Illicit enrichment. If a person if a person who been or having been a public officer is in possession of an unexplained wealth through himself or herself or any other person, maintains a standard of living above that which is commensurate with his or her present or past official emoluments, or is in control of a pecuniary resources or property disproportionate to his or her present or past official emoluments until he or she gives reasonable explanation. Nyinka mem for wala mu ibodo masakuna dokola ye tinyaroke ye sunyaroke ba mul makalamuta bar biri bodo dokola dron mon nata jeko yarfan to nyata ya bring nyimbe nyim place auto ay cikaro ko wana ben business wala nyim bungol loka yalla moto wonol anti corruption bill code.
Yeah.
Because model are very clear. Hanama dingo don fereta bakere. E katata kola le yamabo, yeta do kola yamabo, yeka permanent secretary, yeka minister, yeka director, yeka fendi, yeta kodo nyi mabo, yeta sunyaro, yeta maboka. So because he koko iba follow ko ninga bondi ba follow ko nga bondi jal. But sa imari bodo do kola drong for a meta. Ina ta yekudo nyi bondi, ngaje ko tonya ibe do ko menna wupe oto en kodo sino anile life. be nyame fa ite ko do nyi soto nola. So basically yol bondije e ko man jara anti corruption bill ko the illicit enrichment component ngamen explain ten science. So do nga jere ko anti corruption bill without illicit enrichment o obekela loi kunta anti drone obekela loi wala loi me alon ko ate corruption o kele no la banko ga député do conspire ko ya bondije ko ka more than to protect is very very sad.
Yeah. So yalong fanang corruption o ite mo luna a corruptale na ya tara covering ay doko kumasi amala na flow disclose comme a soto fengol lese korda jelle babulu ay jelle soto ala sebinoto na ya tara anti corruption bill ning woti je yemi yi close ming reside saying wote sembo soto nola isonda wala fo.
Yes, of course. Anti-corruption bill, there'll be full disclosure of material possession by an individual. That is very key. Well, this is the most important part in this bill. After after your office, you understand, and you have been we suspect for. We just suspect you. Explain. How do you get that source of wealth? Well, where is your source of wealth? Why is that a problem?
Because
honorable, personally, I feel like this anti-corruption bill, Alia Betinyale.
Absolutely.
Let us all be honest here, because the inclusion of Section 76, where prosecutions comes under the consent of the Attorney General.
Exactly.
I don't even understand. Ninko anti-corruption. Anti-corruption covers the executive, the judiciary, everybody.
Correct.
Even private far, because corruption has become a cancer in our country.
Exactly.
Genuine alpareta. Allafta pur control poor pharmaceutical fasa alkamakwe. Section 37.
Exactly.
Section 76. Section 76 for manyana tarajele generally. 37 manyana bola jele generally. So munanti nebe 37 manyana je. 76 ye include je. Ntabo understand. Because new operator that means sexual the whole entire anti-corruption bill man na fasoto.
Correct.
Aman na fasoto. So
that is the most what about what even the power to prosecute. Wofala is another problem. Wofala mun na problem with the commission law. You can't more kidding no fana manke e. So for us, we want the commission to have the power to prosecute. You understand?
Exactly.
Because even the minister Kilimbalolu, the impression of minister he may not be in position to model samba kiti. But when the commission is empowered, purka more kiti and dranga de ko kule me ko ndra loi kono, imte de fala ko mo ngi loi kono ya bondije.
Yeah, but honorable, yeah, if I'm about Jelako, ni be nyin ko nyim fong normal. Anti-corruption bill fong ya fong contradictly. Because ninga jube like section 76, where it limits the independence of the anti-corruption commission itself. And also it contradicts section 4, subsection 9, section 6. I will be contradictory of the same anti-corruption bill itself.
Correct.
So albe mune bill pass la bill me alonko afanga ya fong contradictly. The minister of justice or the attorney general's chambers your corruption a bill me nati it all they were thinking of trying to cover something whatsoever it is malong ilafta fenne fasala but at the same time ye bill le nati bill me alonko hanin tolme no man karang hanin tolme no man lualo man fellom fereng ni dunda bill nyun you go through the bill ya read ibajela ko the bill itself because most of the sections contradict itself. So you would use the same bill kela client in protect ala because obviously Gambia ntemalo muna problem oti but Gambia
I think
is one of the worst anti-corruption bills in the world. Now you anti-corruption bill anywhere in the world. It's not progressive. It's not even going to serve people.
Yeah, Suleiman, you want to say something?
Below na niya introduce parliament committees all katarajele responsible committees minube below nying review la. Okay, near tara AG chambers or the executive, for instance, ye close all dundige or ye close all bondije me alonko, ibe setting individual protect la. So it becomes the responsibility of the MPs. Purukaje ko nying is not going to happen. That it be belonging jubela any close me alonko I belonging like commissioning wikindi ibe obondi la e below introduce me alonko close introduce me alonko abe sembodi la commissioner. But from both Honorable Sane and the Honorable Nyaming Sotonong last week, from ila exposition inte Nyaminu conclude itel fangol le corrupta wulatina iman la fi belonging sembenti yala iman la fi ka pass because belonging was introduced and in other clause Jamal Bundige ima pass no for a whole live sitting of a parliament imam belonging pass no another belonging reintroduced Fanang sign and it's the same thing. So for me, I think it's the MPs itella corruption or ikawole protect follow than the civil servants because natara iman corrupt no
No, don't blame the
no
MPs,
because
entire
no
MPs for this mess.
not the entire
You
MPs
should
but
know the MPs that
my point is naya tara
Balanding.
Minube Balanding, we know at least wool might be a handful. So come here for nyame ila deliberation. Nying below nying is not
Balanding, they are
just
the
for
majority.
NPP. Well, what it tell the corruptor? Because Niman corrupt nung, it is balana. So if the majority is corrupt, ni has itata sate kono iko albe corrupta for imamu nying or for alkalo nying. Obviously, you just making a lame excuse. If the majority of the MPs are corrupt, so the few that are not corrupt will book a fenkeno. So that still validate my statement ko MP Sol ila corruption on ika will protect us before the civil servants.
Well, it's very sad. But if I was it's just very, very sad. It's just very, very, very sad.
Yebari, iti amira honorable. Mun simfala nyanda kela pour kaje ko nying ake kuti mi nyanda lola because ku killing nyimbe nying ku kono ning kube keri mimba ko janko ning kuba keri mimba ko tilimbalia a woka tinnale dobi je fang jama mul niyo ka tuje dobi je fang jama mul ka tu batare ka tu fuare yaring basic cool mini bako internet o fang ite felebe struggle kan wola pour nim dunia mole nyo moyno nyam fang so nying corruption aka ko min sabu akan sendi ko mabakele so mimba wokela tarde mawte adda maltema ona bunte malo muna nyanda wo sabula mina nyanda wo kela no
well konga for nyam politician lack of principle and memory
national assembly mol minne bije imam principle soto kodi fo
I mean, not the National Assembly. Entire politicians, they don't have any principle. Not only the National Assembly. What Gambians should do now, each Gambian, either in diaspora or here residing in the Gambia, you all have National Assembly members. You either sponsor a National Assembly member by way of the same belong to the same party, or your relatives, families in the Gambia voted for a National Assembly member. So what Gambians should now do is to speak to their National Assembly members, not to subject themselves to any partisan governance and tricks, and make sure the progressive anti-corruption bill is passed in the National Assembly. That's the responsibility of Suleiman Jeng, that's the responsibility of Mustafa, and that's the responsibility of Bamba Mas and any other person. Call your National Assembly members, tell them we want you to pass that bill. Let the executive don't convince you to remove any bill to protect them. You don't protect people from stealing. That's so ironic.
Honorable Mela Kumakuntu, I remember Honorable Mela Kumakuntu, I remember in 2012, former Attorney General Moulamin Jobate brought this kind of anti-corruption bill to Parliament. So another belonging passed, but belonging through 15 different amendments rendered it useless. The 2012 Act, the 2012 Act, Amanda Fawana Vasoto Bankokang, I corruption of encourage them more. Because this is what had happened.
Thank you.
Nyantan careful. Fabakary was the majority leader at the time. Now he is the Speaker of the National Assembly. Honorable Sidin Jai was a nominated member of parliament at the time. And all of them voted for the amendments, all the 12 amendments that were made on parliament, according to my research.
Thank you.
So, Mammen understand what Honorable Sidin Jai being the speaker at the time of this last fifth legislation sitting. Ma understand no Honorable Alajimbo overruled when Alajimbo mentioned in Parliament Co. Nying is heading towards the same track. Because member Kerin saying amendment on this anti-corruption bill, albe Gambia no le tora kang. Albe bill kensan lu pass la me alon kate banko dingol na fala fenna.
A law that is very inefficient. A law that is not progressive. Law pass it's not going to serve the purpose.
Okay, Honorable. Who is to be blamed? Say, nyanda jamal blame.
You blame the National Assembly. You blame the National. If it becomes a bill passed by the National Assembly, blame the National Assembly. Blame National Assembly.
National Assembly member. Itamu National Assembly member.
Yes. I'm not going to support it this way, but when it is passed.
Okay, so from our connection, will tata.
Amga mirmi komlimore. Amga is like dega kanila. Pour so koy wax doko de yere. Dangay wax mu leer because bill bi ñun dañ entrust National Assembly bi ne it should be an independent body bo xamne ñoom dinañ mëna check executive bi am dinañ mëna check judiciary bi and vice versa. Judiciary bi tamit dina leen mëna check ak yoyu. Waaye su fekkee ne ñoom ñoo xam ne ñoom ñooy defar loi bi te ñoom amuñ di backbone gisuñ dëkk bi ñu ngi gis seen own boppa ñu ngi gis seen own mbokka ñu ngi gis seen own party dine waaw duñ pass li dañoo war a génne lale. So obviously it's at the end of the day danga def white elephant la moo nekk. So don't wanna blame executive bi fii in a way ne of course executive bi dina try to meddle with it waaye ñoom ñoo war a bañ. Dafa mel ni yow sa liggéeykaay man ma war a ñëw di la wax ne ni nga war a rone sa radio bi o na li nga ko war a rone ni nga war a ceeyaaye so mu ngi mel ni yow feesuloo sa place because soo feesee sa place man ma war a ñëw doo ko nangu.
Nia Jube even Sierra Leone in 2000 ye anti-corruption bill passed in their parliament and they've given the anti-corruption commission powers to investigate, prosecute without the mandate or recommendation from the Attorney General. So munantin nan tolbe la fela pour ka commissioner la sembo nyintala ka sembo di Attorney General la ko ni lafta momo prosecute la Attorney General has to give consent. What about the Attorney General corruption lokedo?
Na fango corrupted. No, na fango corrupted.
Maybe na fango corruption okay ba fala ko ha bari sa bainole. But na ba ma would he give consent?
No. Ule atinanko for me to be quite honest is like the onus rests on the doors of the National Assembly members. Because being along a Jamila time, it took a lifetime of a parliament sitting just to scrutinize the bill. Biloni Mantano, saying Inatari introduced, even though you have some, undesirable elements, Mia Lonko, they were part of that system and they're now in the parliament. So, Inyanda will sutela. But Atefang Ayafo empinning, this bill is not for UDP, it's not for NPP, it's not for APRC. This is a national concern, it's a national issue. And a highlight code, corruption of Mimbi Gambia at present cannot be found anywhere in this world. That is really disheartening. you know, because near Jube, corruption,
because now
because
this bill is across the board. Nyima for opposition, nyima for religious leader, ama for ruling party.
and near Jube, corruption is purely according to Tingaminu Didok is mainly about, you know, gaining resources. But let's say, for instance, Mansakunda a Kodo Soto, a Grand or Loan Soto, you know, to kind of develop our health system. In Atawo Kodo divert, you know, to the executive, like upkeep of the president. Yalom corruption no mantambiwola. So wo diversion of that money from that was, you know, geared for the health services. Mo jamale be fala je lopitano to sign minbe timola mo jamale be fala because ye misdiagnosed. So go be corruption on level cost. So a lot of lives are lost due to corruption.
Kabrin 2090 in December, ni hakilo bakam. This anti-corruption bill was introduced in parliament. You manke first time. But the reason why there is dragging of feet ike small kuruntu imalla fi puruka nyi bilo pass is because they are part and parcel of the corruption. Because
that's what I'm saying.
Every party la debate uluka sile for a caucus before a bill is passed, before a bill is debated. Janni be bilo debate la debate bongo. Party o party alla debate uluka sile alia ko kacha. Ntolle nyanta bilo nyi support la, no matter what alinga bilo nyi defend. You are representing your constituency. Why should I support a bill that would endanger the lives of the people that vote for me? Life in danger because corruption encourage. That means so you have to be genuine enough to yourself. Alingan singolo. Dibite balantani anti-corruption bill la puru. Lafta meni taraje lafta meni boje
but Bamba problem yes
you should name and shame them. If you name and shame, you name and shame them.
Yeah, the problem is Bill Kuma Mimba Konying since 2019 we were killing
December 2019 December.
What a new mol mankelanda moti Bamba
no pare because menu be coma menu ke push wolle be corruption nying wol ba kunala wol ba temale and they know very well ko ni nyim bilo nyim pasta keta luati president ya sign aketa banko la luati wo luale mineto lu kinne kanto because mbele ngalong Gambia corruption o be jele abe woyrinde ko kansa abe woyrinde ko kansa andung nim man tew sitinga corruption o nyin kele na banko titano better la nyo kajavila better la nyo hanni e jumale nati they would still go into corruption sai ndol nyanda menkela wala mu nyinte ngana diptewul name and shame dipite comme menkela na draft constitution wala karola yalo draft constitution oni ibe ka fala ko mambalanta tamla ha bari retrospective lole beje walantina retrospective mvelembe manika ka fala retrospective law killing where the entire draft constitution of Fainya that cost the taxpayers 116 million. If on yantalo no mutilimbali ya ballot. Oto banku di ulumanya na son na nying anti-corruption bill fana yo manya tilimbali ya sifa kenda. Mbele nyanta wula nga dipite olu nyini. Nte ka parliament follow bakele. Dipite mempo. Nte I follow it up. Laftalo na dipite mempo dipite bungoto. I want to follow it up. And mbekar la propagate la kaita ndi Gambia di wula ko. Allah dipite kare nyine fo on the anti-corruption bill. Allah dipite kare nyine support. Allah dipite kare nyine support. Kuri banko di wula along.
I was not out by the network actually.
I know. Yes. Anti-corruption bill ni obijen untendo be internet connection kendo sa Gambia.
Exactly. Nyine be kere nyine na banko di top nyine na banko tora.
I'm not hearing you guys.
Because
clearly. We can hear you clearly. How about now?
Anti-corruption bill ni man lima fogal moy we should start naming and shaming our MPs.
I'm not hearing you guys, please.
No, I can don't hear more clearly.
Afai funda I do now.
Can you come more say? Maybe I try Funti and join again. Yeah, jala. Gambia you know ke problem or the is frustrating, you know.
I told Mustafa Nia Jube on the 13th and 14th of February 2020. Anti-corruption bill review I retreat talenung itata puruka pro physical transparency civil society organization of fanang da dundi ke nyininka and wole documento mem prepare two-day workshop so the documento prepare puruka di finance and public accounts commission FPAC but what report I made andi wala mu nyintiko section o nying section 76 ngam for section 76 I limit kele the independence of the commission anung I section 4 subsection 9 section 6 subsection H I will contradict le because loi le mu loi me alon ko na pasta mote mo kitindi no lala at all. That is what is recommended. Mote mo sambano la kiti wala je fereng.
So then what's the purpose of the anti-corruption bill?
For what reason? Inyanta scrap lale ye taxpayers wala kodo mabo. Kodo men nyanta dunna ubilo ko kodo men fang be waste kam. To go through all this sitting is a waste of time. Let them just scrap it.
And then are you mbanyim fola banku dingol faneko sitting was sitting ike joalale.
Of course.
And then meeting attend ike joalale. Committee meeting. Every committee meeting is $1,500. Mafoko sittings there. One in sitting allowance mankling. So can you meet messending on Mimbeke because nin deputy Dantanu Diamutala since last Sunday, Funyin Sunday, Ijamaba Yahabulambulu ko ibe parela purkanaka kachajam bari. Itul atara for deputy Lulu mi alon ni Diamuta bari minketa iko ibe program do like deputy fankatara program ol min kunna is akasia bakela and ke program le mi alonko akake ye condition told ndela understanding because minkake iko ni watu kono ngado nyininga ko be community outreach program we lafta ka jibe mansa kundala kodo kadung nakito dokula coming nying moli in NGO they are up to all the time look at the fenna kunna mi alonko kodi domo kolom itoli bari banku dingol la nyanto pour ka wo kele I don't know Bamba where do we stand UDP UDP la Bamba sai UDP ni nyanda kala government mansa kunna in waiting ti malo wolfang la molbe nyin kono la Bamba so saying who is to be trust kam na bango dino jamalela
Mustafa, let me go through this provision.
I think, to be quite honest, you cannot blame UDP for this because UDP the Mamantaraji. And this is a collective responsibility of the National Assembly. It's not just like UDP being the opposition. So I can understand, they can exert some energy, can make so the other, MP soul in they follow the right channel, right clauses all introduce below pass. But to just say you leave it at UDP to hold these people accountable is like chasing shadows in darkness.
But remember, Suleiman, yeah, long the problem for is let's follow these proceedings closely. July Karo Tiltani Warawula, bring Deputy Benta Deputy Bumoto, Honorable Sidin Jai, Atelemo the chairty of the House, Atelebe proceeding solo Tamanikam. Bring Alaji S. Dabo, Memo, the chairman of the Finance Public Accounts Committee, FPAC. I see I chance the Walapuru Diamo. Way Daniro Kila Koeko, section 76, subsection 1. May alonko it has to go through the consent of the Attorney General. Koeko, Fonte o Fallen Nolabanga replace maybe with where we may have or the consent of the Attorney General to be replaced with consultation with the Attorney General. Akoeko close men for with the consent of the Attorney General. Nte Fallen Nolangake with the consultation with the Attorney General. Imanson. Ibalanta ye nyo sabaje dibite bungoto alaji esmbo wulta koeko looking at section 80 something I'm not sure whether this whole bill has any value alaji mboy wo foye bari yaje membe caring honorable Dawda Jallow natale akaita ndila ko section 85 membe bankola constitution okono way somebody attorney general learning office and the department of public prosecution pour ka kitiol beke bankoka so nyim kuma kawnyin kafo with the consent of the attorney general woma nyanna bolaje because attorney general atele ka marata kitiola bankoka so hanna yatara a public accounts committee or anybody at the corruption committee be molu sambala pour que kitindi wara pour que commandi commission wala wobetarla at the consent of the attorney general ate wala kala based as a result a lot of MPs within the MPP and their allies ibe agree ta wala so ibaje la ko pour ka nyin bilo nyin pass abe kolela bar pour ka reject fana abe kolela it has to go through a debate because ibe la third reading nyene kan andum be nyanta wuli la men banko dingo be nyanta wuli la men wala mo indiko ngadi amun na NPP député oliye ikana man sakunda fata on this bill
belonging at it has a history of not going through. He had debate, for 5 years. And it's going through the same process again. So nadra until we manguli mbe ngana bulol bula nyokan nga make sure na MP sol nge pressurize ye belonging pass ye right clause ni introduce iba debate la iba do bondi la iba nyinkela and belonging it at a pass la no eventually hania pass abekela white elephant
go so honorable Suleiman Sao fango chairman Sidin Jai nyini ko what about if the attorney general himself is the subject on the investigation Sidin Jai ajabi men na wala makai in any government before the attorney general is being prosecuted he must have been removed from office position as another attorney general would take over a new attorney general would take over so that does not count so it ibajira ko ilafta fero kala akatar le tolu they have their plan immense set pour ka counter because ndolbe men no wala mo section 37
but along this what is happening Najeroto they have a right to kind of discuss the bills momo yela opinion okay but eventually before he agree, they have to vote either to say yes, we agree on this or no. So Sidinjai can say whatever he wants to say. Eventually, Nanata voting. His overruling doesn't mean below him pass. He can just overrule that. Most.
I've got Honorable Madi Sise on the audio. Honorable, number min text in call no order malo. Isn't commanding on you, but minketa, nye text in number minna. That's the number attached to the mixer. So audio play no water easily. Yen call yindam minna, yindam smart lady, amanke, and the mixer member amanke smart meter. But in say bulaye mol control follow, Honorable Madi Sise. Madi, ibisimila butung.
a volume kafudo mandimba
yes honorable
let him call on the other
one number please number min text in call water that's attached to the mixer wala be sone ala dan nyinti yeah because the meter nyindom manke smart mixer is analog na nyindom mo analog so ni call water and you can call the number min na womu smart led so because near the left Madi Fanayana, Honorable Madi, Afana Kumakan for anti-corruption bill. So what night commandero can I join the true audio? Abe kumala back a prunga financial young aina ayala thought saying because Nimu fennet me alonko. Saying Namera coming bed da cordale Bamba and in Suleiman and in team baby parallel pruka jeko. Dipitel saying nke toll for nke toll safe nka flag up nka announce ko momo yemin fo yeminke nke wofuntin de dunia molla nga kalam do nyama bari kumen bako nyin bamba nin nyin ka nyin wati jamotano bamba so sante malon kumen bako mol men ka fadu ni wonata dum bamba
alonga diamo be siala bakele alaji Mustafa because ntolla Gambia nte malon fontol paretale pour ka do ko ke ban fontol paretale pour comme nunto ika même fo ni société damen aka nyamo nyimi wolato Gambia nyanta wakili lele nin ko mu misilmo lati nga tiling yalon katula fola molen ko ni pareta tilimbali ya kelela comme Sheikh Omar Bun Jeye men fa ko be to sifa be lale be kuma la nyama to lale e be sunyaro lale te fon lale isaje ni ko ka sunyaro kele mul se te fanan tumi bari kana sila ete lo tonya kan drom because tonya atele be la banna andu kana si kafoko ninga nyinke mulbe nyine folama Mustafa mfutara tembel to tembo me ya lonko fonga nyabiti le ka Mustafa jambe kumanda tola ka fa Mustafa ibe menke ka ibe corruption le ke kan nimma wakili wala Suleiman nga kumande nga fa Suleiman etele mo IGPTB ibe menke ka ibe corruption le ke kan before ke IGPT tele ka lo ko corruption nyanta kelele say mo IGPT munantinde tete lo lay corruption kele mbele nyanta silangan tawsit wala no regardless of what anybody would nonsense say against you ite mari nyanta determination o sotolale ka jeko na bankole jarata nye fengo bela because men mbuka diamu fereng mo me long mo buke la kuma fo mo bu inana buke tol mo social media ando Gambia de Seattle over 2 million people Gambia la population so ibaje la ko mo ka menu fo Suleiman Jenyol Bamba Mas Nyol Mustafa Nyol wol mu dantaneti out of that 2 million menu be siri mantra fem fo ka mo buke la kuma fo ni fana lafte esi ke no wol nyama bar ni pareta pour ka doko ke bankole ibe nya bitila le tulo kasi ya wakili lo kumo kan kumo memu tonyati ya lonko ala la kila wala be fasala ala na la kila le be fasala yes sonno mo dewo kan ye keloke foto nya isabati nyin corruption anti corruption bill at this current form alim be nganda bo kosi akana pass deputy board because na pass na fatala it's just a toothless bulldog that would only bark but would not bite wulu dakala jang kenza wala ma betara wo wonna la tana fa sot la banko dingole because corruption no ni pareta o kelela ka fo ko mome ya lonko ay asset so soto amam men declare ay asset so men soto moma soto nya long fay jalon la ke fa soto fay mu ne ke fa soto le moma long e ko moma nyana o kisi la andu nyanta man sakunda la palaso di la mari la pura tara marale ngala what is dangerous what is a recipe for disaster because obviously mbe nyanta lo nal ko bimbe te momento president baro businessman ola ala Manjum estate abarinde wala kata man BBB nin nataje Manjum estate aka motolu nati aka benzol nati aka manol nati aka tulol nati aka trakitol nati aka fengol be nati ika mansakunda ika wafi mansakunda ma and men the founder of that Manjum estate wala mu banko president hanning ayatara atata katale ya so 200 billion la ya so ala misal fe ntol banko dingol mamba kalama ntol ba fulal ko president baro me munna president sai wala company ka mansakunda dondo wala company
bari luwa bije ni mu president walde give dol bije manya nakawuta ni yeso wala ignyanta
wote kerin sai ko president jamme ka fole nin tata daniro le ka banko so le yem fanan so president baro fanan ka wala fo alinga to nya fa nyoy do wala be kering banko la luwa
no but I think foye wolu afalin
no luwa be jele bar luwa lu manku iman na fale so they cannot act luwa me ya lonko ni mo samba kiti wala leta soro no la lebe fambatan lo luwa la nyadile because lo men kada je they have been parliamentary appeals parliamentary amendments will kettle several times 1997 constitution has been amended 57 times Suleiman 57 times so close all jama be je ye be falin ne ntoloka je nyaming in its form and be nyaming in the law book are different anun na banko katama 1997 constitutional la nko nga so nga draft constitutional nyi allow nga dundi député bu de balante kate kala so ntoloka loi même fo ntoloka vo men ko nyimu lualti nyimu fonkolti wol manke luati wol falintale it has been amended by parliament and member kele Gambia parliament nata wol fana be anti corruption bill amend la ko teke when are we going to get a better bill katula amen na do nin député o député nata man sakunda men na mol siata wala siya faling anoda man sakunda ina wol fana ya faling so fon to be kula wol nyama fo jande Gambia be tumbu na ba
membe kela because to be quite frank with you manjiko soto ni parliamentary house ni manjiko soto ila and I doubt very much whether it be belonging if it will right clause introduce la you know if it 76 clause iba change la
Mari yaji connection is acting. Hello, Honorable Inimbara. Inimbara. Budum you are live on Skype power. Na kacha kungo beming kacha kam B ngonka anti-corruption bill nying ngola jibe ngola kacha anti-corruption bill nying honorable yaya yafu janne mini bam fe studio kono wolon Suleiman Jeng aning yaya te photo connection wala ko te fanamba struggle kanyamani bamba mas yo bari anti-corruption bill ma koy jeba munom problem with this anti-corruption bill honorable Madi Cisse
science nani na session tamino ni ta reading kira wala ala dan blat tamin iba senate president ba ke luwa bare members fana power so janne move ni mbari the third time ni esemi yaji ko men ka marketale isa double motion rational on the spending order 51k honorable alaji SW oleke hatu process ni kono section 37 plus 37 yo bondi yele nem kumayata baake
wala monti honorable wala monti 37 lom monti
wo 37 kam même wala ñenti mom ya ko masikunda do ko la ite balunya wo tambiti la sotola ila bori fona ni lo fon men yan ko yelo wala fran tambiti la soto fon oto wa ñen ko te mari ko dul ke ka menni la xalalo manke clean wo bunda bole no ka ni momo yo ke dron ni comme suno yo sabat le momi kunna o de mari loi wali joare so loi nyante mutala sai NPP ko le anina allies men mu APRC ani president la tombo division no nominate members no ani independent do la nyo kan wol ko way buje no saba ketala well eventually kabringa ke vote ya mol defeat abonita je par han sai manda ha tadi din janni ministre bari la côté sa res ko ka fa consider wala kata sa estabo honorable estabo wala ke nga mo sono ke pra revisit again so wala kendi man tamino di samada so abetraje for next session sa jube ko tek
okay
nin ko reta do mba wala tambi wala
kabula ay tambi
mbe mo nekala sa nin tel ko akana nte man sembo ka fu ka ta no mu meke ndol sunna debate ñol kal nga based on the importance of the point na intende ko ñim force lati ya do ko sa kunantam ana fa dambo warla ba sa ni mi sa to parliament is all about numbers ni amol outnumber me munekala what do you want us to do me munekala ni control ke ci atandi what can we do wala ñu do wala ke ni ko reta because on tonne to balandi itel be sondi sa ni do ka buje frempre to ka buje so kana kana buje ni nga ñoo sababe kala election wal bi le number share na be tambilale but this time na nga block la franga second thought diala to mondo fo is hakilima ya ko kon sila ko ni mu ran sa tambillo but ni sa do mu ran ko to le position kilo that's not what we can do about it
honorable ntedal what saying Gambia deputy Musa Fono ya manke beti de woto jama ba be ikungole je woto fo Madi
well that's the hard fact that's the hard fact because you mari nyame anata ka tapale ale bay anu ngaje recently ma sekunda ko do mendo sur pasara tambital tan dola de fonga resolution ke me an kadi ko do se regulate no sai la to block la ni atra section do ben kono men ko hani o kanake bari ni ndela point of argument menti ni mi sa do muranan kote it today not and today not we will let it go because a madama manke clause always a very important clause but there's a section where a consent can be constituted so kono kujama sikenol and ni development be for life be bola jel askeno ni hakilima dol nata pour ça nata adumi je wala fisadina nkana so mumeke that's my point of agreement and if the worst come to the worst muta ko den nga chokolo mbalanta nyoma ko that's my position.
Honorable, who is to be trusted? Say Jamal Mbelala Jamal la voto. Mbelala Jamal.
So no question on Murindeka. Because I don't normally the less governance structures benyame. Mol beji ko nyanta tarla deputy bon lela. Yene ko la on dame anko si ko nya sabatindi no. But the fact of the matter is, partisan politics here through the bitola doku sahari aya affect because ni mu clear manifestation of it ni section manna adama baro no amanna Ousainou Darboe no nko banko mbere na flo ka fusul poso ay dan nga dan nga ñu luwari da sa ni men ya lon ko adama baro fa sa ko hani ni bunda ay buje sa aja halo wartale but definitely kela question or answer mola jiko nyanta tarla député wala la ani député bon ba ni misal to wol kete mote mola jikla tendi oto mote lano la mola nyimba ko kam
akumata de
oto be tulale be tulale abako kumbe sink and is going to sink nkatate nyaani ko is going to sink
ako ni ku ya warata baake ndulko
jawke
mbe jikiri min la mbe laari min la min yalon ko ni tata wala be foirol nyaajiyol fitala wol bije e kongole ila motol ila jibol ila bunjangol wala min bente tol fe yamira mum fere la sakeno pour kaje ko nyeka kuti mi yalon ko abe bayla wala ay ke kuti mi yalon ko banku dingol fana ya faham ko ila député bije e kongole afonya ba nyamende honorable nyamende ba
nti mem fono woto because Gambia ni yebulo to do la sibulo to di fon fana because membe keri ngin banko kan mol ka karto fay mole ne ye dabo la ko ta do ni station be keri nga jiki mol me karto fayente wol nyanta jube la kam ma nyaani sifa juma la ke di bula inyan tan cross la nyantal fan kana on session to si galarito bari ni session be kelin garali fan kat emtirel so many mol ka jube television ni Facebook live ni la bari ngamira to nya dipitol nyanta le palaso falal ba ni ma fa min nyante correcting la wala mu molti mine karto fay
okay
rol fana nyante lo la falal kaje ko inyani ni blue tal cross ni dipitol ka dipitol attention ko wato do kaiten lo kata nyame wonyan ban de ngamer tram fambulo le kere because dem amira o be kering yes dibdo mo la bari na manke media and social commentators and wo obuka mo de ma fen because commentary in the air or on pages Facebook and others like that is not helping
good
I think there should be organized civil society organization many along. They can be having tete-a-tete with MPs, especially saying you problem with diamond sign. At the current in Holland, Section 37 of Dumbalia, NPP called the Balani, and in the allies and nominated members. For the money will not a Kangana back in the Astan.
Yaje near Horomo Wakang, because Abenyaming Bella play for Nyam. Okay. Ninkumbo Nyama, Honorable B. Deputy Felenti. Ni tata député bongoto eka kanna foje fang mi ya lonko mini sindije jama ba ma wo honorable fo
that's true
imam ro fo no imam ro mo
So for
jam fa poloti
maybe is it
no can we ninga député bongola history na tin banko ka amana ni man ka kala waran suru akaw say men yan takala wala kabrin député suru say te role nyan takala kabibe mbe kano la nyaali mulla count ko bank ko tol ka nyan o process of ran abe time talale and budget cost ko wonde ni mol men ka for cost ko commande because interpreter ni ko kono be gadesol wol man ko because banko mom foire ya ka fo ka ko sabati le député bu but it has to take a serious government to do that
so ila fa government member jaman serious kodi.
No, I'm not serious because ni government yung serious ta. Kung madika ming fo.
Time ko nga new page 2017, 2016,
Okay.
Odo nya falindro ni te klawo fandir kuma men ko dibdo la kuma kan ni be diamna dibdo ko diam kan la mo me karto fay sila kan moy man ni ka kan sur wa kan fula kan.
Exactly my point. Okay.
So what change fi men nyanta kala bar wol manke.
Okay.
So, but it has to take a serious government to do that.
Okay, bear with me. So, Suleiman Jengla, I observation or you'll have to fend for
No, because ako any serious government, government member yang saying for woman serious. Obviously, I'm serious because na tara government yung serious ta. Kung madi disclosure minke is only MPP la MP Sol and in APRC and nominated candidate Sol wolle balanda pour nin closo yeta. So therefore everybody would assume logically maybe they're protecting the executive. So government is serious and itil lafta anti-corruption or ye pass and government is serious about fighting corruption. Obviously abafula ila MP Solly look war section 35 alkana bonde ay tuje and government nyantela MPP nyantela candidate ila MP Sol encourage la so that they can vote the bill. But if they fail to do that and they are trying to fight against this bill, then it means not only MPP is not serious, but its leadership. Because Nila leadership is committed and a political willing sort of to fight corruption, we would not have been sitting here today talking about this. Because we all had the former Attorney General Tambedu, a speech me make, to the press that was so powerful and was very hopeful. By now, that bill would have been passed as a law. But unfortunately, nothing of that happened. So I would conclude the government is not serious and it doesn't have the political will to fight corruption.
Okay, Bamba.
Mustafa, it's not only the political will. Ntanga mira there are certain individuals within the government when you are feel ko itolla timeless sita purka enjoy. But I keep saying it to the people.
Yeah, because
you know, understand what I mean because ila mem fonka wala repeat ko ila tonle sita purka enjoy. So ntema understand no munantinna wala with that evil intention. Ibe molu convince la meni yalonko they are genuine and patriotic. Molu meni yalonko ila nganiyo banko ita nyato President Barrow to e dia. Natre President Barrow kanu. Ilafta purala legacy e betea. Dipite ni mu NPP dipite wolti. Ite nyanta nyi anti-corruption bill kelelale ya kele ya jeko. All the clauses menyanda tarlaje purka corruption o fa ay taraje. Isaje President Barrow mol faransa voko. President Barrow la jamano le mu anti-corruption bill proper wano dunta banko la dipite bongo. Funyuno hakilo buka nyinje ba. E hakilo buka nyinje ko ni anti-corruption bill dundi banko kay corruption o kele. Wobe President Barrow le to diala. Bar nal balanda dipite bongo mol ba fala ko President Barrow fawle lafta corruption la. Hanna ya tara mal la fala bar mol ba ko President Barrow le ba koma because ko ku mol ka nyaton ko le to kuya. Ning atara atol mu banku din kendo le ali alla banko kan ali alla President kanu. Al lafta pour a good legacy soto. Why would you want few individuals many along they are around government or ibe konoto ye sembo soto wara council soto wolbe lafla pour katol influence al nale hakilo banko mol man carte fay wole ya fay atol le praleta député bonto ali represent mon dina tol député wolbe sila député bonto mo danta mine ba fala tole ko ha new government interest al nyento safla we government's interest is the government's interest to perpetuate corruption for the government interest ba atol député nale ni loi al sonta ni loi pasta molubal sotola in history as the worst members of National Assembly ever in Gambia's history. Mustafa.
Honorable Mari, Yamira, you know, be observation of info. Suleiman, ila observation of Yamuel, Suleiman Bamba, yes.
Bamba ya jindi dame. Jama, I always like to be far. Ite mo be busala busa kilima. Katu ni atari be sonton kambinu tabi din be kelal. But United Democratic Party leadership in the parliament in the name of Honorable Alaj S. Dabo. Whether motion nati motion without notice ka a block prakana candidate mfulo nga 5 mira kutemba kadi section 37 kumata. Oto fana nyanta kafu bake moli ya lonko tonya to na danta ni UDP de tambi atambita but UDP le balanda nada with motion 51 ka fuko hani alinga nyin cross because standing order was symbol dinale before third reading yet ni third reading ka tamba kita luat side
okay
odo ni ata busaro kala
yes okay jannim bina
jannim nyanta busaro jumale manyen
good jannim
mo be busaro le be busaro odo mba be no gambe de no kanata no be daso tamba be busaro busaro
basiti okay
they memfo also no for the same thing in fact basically attending mass be ye memfo lam toñat ni ate lafta president Barrow a good legacy la nyandan more support but let me tell you what's about this whole issue. Anytime this is coming before the parliament, the justice minister must have a meeting with the APF and the NPP caucus.
No.
Because we start at 10 o'clock. Visitors assembly connected. I delayed the morning. I get a baby M3. Then now tomorrow the minister is in the house. So they prepare themselves, can't come to the chambers. These are the chambers, they have agreed on something.
Okay, honorable, so, no, Martin, so no. For clarity's sake, for clarity's sake, ilafta fola nyelako. Anytime naturally, alafta nying anti-corruption bill kachala, minister, the minister of Nyadirom, justice minister. So about below bota mafo mafanna wala minister kala ila deputy command la ke brief fujani be yes ikamala woke brief le janni bina la parliament
ika caucus meeting so you call it briefing, call it whatever, but they meet with the minister, take a position, and the new section 37 wala kono they have agreed on it in the caucus with the minister. And it depends on what bill is before the parliament. This is not only peculiar to the justice minister. It depends on what government bill is before the parliament.
Clearly,
but honorable Cisse, Munantina den eka section 37 dundije ni alonko itolbe balanala. Munana katara bilo nyimfonkono in the first place.
Mambambala also mine.
Akominana
section 37 membe bilo nyinkono lafta pour meye boje. Ni tol bal la fi pour wo bilo e taraje munantine ya nati député bondo pour tol damal kokos nya kacha folo before ba table la munane ma bondi je janni na mina
wallahi that's it ni along ko man la fala but tell me la man sakunda but man sakunda minister wa yakien I think he has no option but to put it there because there is anti-corruption act. So this act was built on that. So there will be a 4-year bill and 937 billion. This 37 is key. You cannot have any anti-corruption act everywhere in the world without this kind of a clause. You cannot have it.
Okay.
Without it, it's just cannot say man bad describe them. But I'm for saya kuno bonda da kuno do.
Akoma.
Kindro ken la mesi moto.
Akoma. Honorable la fenyi ngala kokil na nyamende ba. Say what to say. Dipitel fo nyanda ka commence ke tofo jamale memfo jamale munke jamale nyimfo nyindulato because nin dipite bi je dankore da ka ha yes sir.
But exactly what nyanda kala. In fact of recent speaker more attention on that. Kafoko sign me voting keta on every issue. But make sure all the names that have said yes will be captured. I list all those who say no. I capture as it. Ako kadu mo jamale kana jininkaro ka ko jumale ko ha jumale ko ibukaro because usually ka capture the number that my call ibuka. But sign now onwards. I remember and the speaker's ruling is part of our standing order. Sign. Nakada kodensa nakada nearly speaker of clerk of his call laftano na jumano la ko yes jumano la ko no they'll give you all the list.
So oto nte wo bamba o Sulemano momo lafto information la inyanta ka dila
Iba adilo ni ma adino la you have inside me I'm going to start body no je never office nga fa ala dina ya ndir dia ko ba den la na difficulty so jal nan telia mi mbata la nga di alla the public consumption so
Thank you. That's clear. Okay, sign 4. Luati je ming sa foko deputy sa baino le ni atara no amantara kamol nafa amantara kela tundo nafa. Wo luati je ba?
wo lua safa bi ya je wolom recall
Okay.
yalo recall bi jele ni banku mo lafte la dipto bonni la kata fa wato mansi ka recall but we recall should come with an act of parliament kabri bi je 1997 constitution kono Saimbe Menkela and the Lord Kampe Menkela is one of us to come with a private member's bill so that act will be included. No action no, then constituency more sila members will recall no later futa ibite buko. It's kasol somebody.
Yeah, mera ite B. Isn't dollar hid no loco. It is a walk no private member bill de perio dunin dolbe to alaba. It's okay no laba, honorable.
Isa keno but right now be rent act learning kang. So the process konole. So inside Kenole, but what we can do is in all that camp, we can discuss it. It is not only on Madi.
Yeah, I know.
I know a lot of us are going with private members bill, but then see me our caucus will take it up. Because I will throw this in our caucus so that at least we'll identify somebody to come up with that private members bill.
Bambali amara sol.
Yeah.
Umata bakele because yalom betembo mondo.
Warande ni atare na by next city nina rent at new I mean not successful. Then it can be my second one. Then at least nina fanantara nimbo dibite bula. Ha na lo kusaro ga bari karo da yini ni ngele. That will be my legacy.
Exactly, that's good. That will be
Makes sense, to be fair. Ale die mo la bamba. Because alma na sign nga dipitel ndol fana nyanda ka start ka dipitel commande ka fo eko nyinna mu ndol la problème de lafta sign ite e private member bill ya sim fatan to le preda ya fo nyako molla ka fa l'hôpital to ndol lafta ita wala ka cha momo ila dipitel la ma fon ya fo eko
Mustafa mbela fila fana ye honorable Madi nyininka majority leader la nomba la ni minority leader la nomba bile ji tunkara ning alaji S Dabo na next sitting lafta pour ke soto jang itolte tarlan to represent la ya fo itine dankulamma lafta ngi nyininka ro la men yalon ko ben bulu jang ni si men ka chano
honorable Madi je moy la
na ma ala ali bamba ngadi ala right away on air salon ko ntel ngadi alla gondol man ndol mu dokula menti man you are not doing a private job for ourselves.
Exactly.
So banku di ni so rente la nomba la yanda so la de
le mbesula la ma bake mbesula la alaji SW la nomba la male mbesula la bileji tunkara la nomba male ni si wadi nonna nga soto jang
aha mbe alaji ta di la
I text Madi over the air. I text Mustafa la.
Text nimbre the program okay, Suleiman, lafta pour alla passé député. Woye makoy
Sekuba.
Yo, passé député lafta prate private member bill don de mi alonko molmin kafa l'hôpital to. Ate wo Kenya. Bamba alla député. Jamalo lafta pour
Haruna Bari
ye makoy député make ko ya commande atenen honorable Madi tarakankel nyin do ko ke sal mamera nga nyim fere fananta pour ngaje ko ni make ngana ngafo ni ake ngana ngafo jam al mamera wo fana make sense fo
Suleiman ngi garanti ani Mustafa ngal garanti ko honorable Haruna Bari ke ba commande lale andum be nyin ko kachala yenne
I'll do the same. I'll speak to Seku bari manjiko sotoko abakela.
Barnamake, at least Suleiman Jeng reach out to Seku Bari, but I need for the sign.
Sekuba.
I say what involved there. So say it's about time saying can get toll phone, can mol phone, can phone a tasmin. Almamen, does that not make sense to you lot?
It does make a lot of sense.
So I'm right to do that.
Okay, banku dingol nyamendi.
It's
Kula,
just,
mimbe
it's
dendi dipite la
just
simfala.
appalling.
Honorable man.
Mhm.
Banku dingol nyamendi. Nyamendi bang.
ila do ko bon fele simfa
Ila dokuo anin do banku dingol nyanta mun simfala tala pour que la dipite ke noma. Kaje ko hanni ataranung atata jonkol do atata salola ya lonko nying nakumaya amanke kurinti. Honorable man.
linte bakela wala means like every constituency wala nyanta groups of me alon ko ni session be caring ikela attention be ke session ke la dibito dube amuna la muna fuka amuna keka as like a small group ni data action then ulu clear flanjam fanan isi menkeno ni dibito nyanta menkela na make semo men wa nyanta de ke la dibito recall wolom recall but recall ko afanya mfuna act of parliament na janin bo recall although one thing you know more for na committee menki human rights and constitutional matters committee na ngani action member the constitution kono we have tasked our committee clerk to teach them all out from the constitution meaning that they go act of parliament but they teach out like in our subsequent committee meetings we are going to look at all these acts me and going as an act of parliament can make soko yena. But even that would be another level. But then to be teacher from the constitution, I keep parliament common knowledge actually be 1997. 1997, but so we have to do something about it. And we're going to recall act board level. Can it go record not a matter of Undano wolom simfanya di me anko molsi la dibitol ni sa follow me si block tonton no ton ka fo do ko ke la tan ni.
So apart from
as a schedule, so it's happened publicly in forests like this. That also is naming and shaming.
Okay.
I think
Ngamira Suleiman observation also the solar, huh?
Yeah, lafta Honorable Sise Nyiningalanung, apart from UDP la MP Sol, for Hanimo killing of Fula, Mantara NPP or APRC me along go they supporting this section 37 for riot pass.
From our party?
No, from the other parties.
No. From the other parties.
From NATO Alliance, from APRC, from
APRC,
other parties. NRP and the like.
Hanimo killing TJ me.
No. Man killing men sontala. Men sonta I tell you with section 37. Killing
so yeah,
because in the absence of the majority leader, the deputy majority Honorable Abdullah Sise and de facto majority leader Honorable Suleiman Sidinjai, welcome Sota in such places. Proceedings to be special on this very anti-corruption bill. You must have seen him several times agreeing with us. So I can stand. I may stand to be corrected, but Mammo de Kono me ya lonko asonta nyetara ko hani maje MPP ko NRPO, APRCO, the nominated members will monthly economy nyanta fulajena maji.
What about NATO Alliance? Woldung?
NATO Alliance much attention paid because independent bloc is big all and we be jahasina and we found la mode will be people like Honorable Kante and I musafu no menako million go in for it. From that camp, without mistake, is Honorable Kantelomo and Honorable the guy from Bujanjambure. All blockers will the they are with Oscar and but the rest of the independents, I really can't say anything about it.
Okay.
So, but from the voting, these are the people who voted for the clause to be removed. And even though saying come here for Nyameng, Speaker Nyinko be told capture, which is quite good. I think that's a positive move. But for me personally, I think Mansa Kundale man serious about fighting corruption because Nayatara Mansa Kunda is really, committed and is determined to fight corruption. Inyantila MP Sol encourage lale pour close support ya vote ya pass. But Nayatara ila supporters ila MP Sol, they are voting against the clause ilafta fala. Barote Lonola, I shall for honorably, he is fighting against corruption. For me personally, would be very hypocritical because ita kungo dila mola for parita ena nengo nyembusa bulu. That's how I see it.
Well, I want to observe that point is valid because this is a government bill. In fact, the justice minister should be there to defend it.
Absolutely.
But
Absolutely.
I don't think the minister really defended this position there. No. But before they have agreed on something, so definitely he cannot come at the floor of the National Assembly and go against them. That's my belief.
It's sad. It's sad.
Bamba say malam bello dol banku dingol bello da jamale ta.
Me balan nale.
No, Maria Fonyame, Nayatara, obviously, Italy la kato dangoke. Ima bondino. Isa ala etambi, mbenga lonko, woto this current government is not to be trusted. More manya na karte file next election because mbenga jeko itel purka banko sambanyato imampare wola. Anything me alonko abe banko sambala nyato itel be sila ya block. So why should we trust them? Why should we give our vote to them again? Because nga voto deal and campaign te because we trusted ko and we believe ko if they are given the opportunity to run the state, ibaron na tonya kan andung ibaron na tiningo kan. But in Benataji, and I feel absolutely disappointed and gutted ko, borough of all people, mampunti kadiam aninkala episode encourage pour yenyim below support. It's absolutely disappointing.
No, Suleiman, même fond ni kuya warta fam. Masakunda fond ke la bilo na ti député board.
Yeah, far. It's hypocritical.
Because this is not an opposition bill. This is a government bill. It's presented by our Attorney General. When our deputy board closest dolbe left a purule budget to defend. And that bill was presented by the Attorney General himself. That is too sad. What is the genuinity of the Attorney General's department in all this? It's too shameful. Just like the draft constitution bill, government but they were not in favor of it. But yanatile just for the sake of presenting it. Kodome be waste out la rodi bita ulsita ukuna ye jo kodola ye na kodo domo kensenke inata na bill of fight and they had the intention pruka bill of fight. The intention was already
Munafik hypocrite
so inila intention obey yet they brought the bill 116 million tinyata at the same time inate told deputy Joe pruka bill of fight nyamo kono again. This is the highest of disingenuity. You know, for Tilimbalia Warta Dunia be good. Well, I didn't know Gambia Arjana Tala Tesial. And that's the main fact.
For it be tell Arjana.
Alone and Debit Bakarabal.
Bamba Yankee Farale Arjana Tala Tesiala. When Kijo Farale
Gambia Arjana Tala.
Every session minimum a taxpayers cost man.
Go tell us.
It's huge. It's huge. I just want to make a small. Yes, I will. I'm just trying to. I just want to make a small calculation and then let you know how much na each sitting. how much na each season? Account cost every season. Every session. That is just minimum day. So we are not talking about other expenditures, but the sitting allowance demand. Near give accounting cost man.
So grab your pen and paper.
Yeah. Just a minute. Yeah.
We are interested in this. Isaje, we can challenge anybody on records.
Yes.
No, but you got it on record, isn't it? You're recording it. So
every session.
Yeah.
Cost taxpayers $1,445,000.
Oh my God.
Listen to me carefully. Not 1 day. I'm not saying a day. Parliament sits 3 times in a year, quarterly. Sometimes a session can be 3 weeks, like Moroni session is 3 weeks. Some session like next session will be even more than that because of budget. Others can be 2 weeks. But any session, whether it's 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months, every session costs taxpayers $1,450,000 as sitting allowance for members of parliament. When you order cost marketing, because whilst you are in there, electricity is going on, a lot of other things are going on. Water is being served, turning out fuel, all what is a lot of money, but this is just the basic. So therefore, minimal sita banku be kaito topotola. Really, I think I would agree with Bamba to some extent. Because then you could battery amutara, otherwise it is fire ko ala yeso ajanwa.
Okay. Honorable, womu sitting allowance lady. So saying, alla committee level allowance, alka jelle soto.
Committee allowance because committee not democracy nyola. But committee session is 1,500 for ordinary members and 2,500 for the chairpersons. But committee session abuke like whole session kenyani. Once this session is over, by next week, the office of the clerk will work on the committees, but then no committee can sit more than 3 times. Maximum, you can only sit 3 times. Not more than that.
Okay. Barry, deputy killing.
For the whole parliamentary term, bang for just for a month or near for not more than 3 times. Is it like the 5 years? Within the 5 years, you cannot sit more than 3 times?
No. On a particular bill. Between one session and when we are done with the session, the next stage we go into committees because committees session is seed.
Okay.
So it's between sessions you have committee meetings, not 5 years.
Okay.
So we're between one session and the other session. A committee cannot meet more than 3 times.
Good, thank you. So, Honorable.
To answer the other question, yes, there are members that are in more than 2 committees because
exactly my point.
Many committees.
Yes.
We have few members and more committees. But then also the standing order is saying that you cannot belong to 3 standing committees.
So deputy, akatarano more than 1 committee.
Let me give myself as an example. I'm in 3 committees.
You are in 3, so you take 1,500 sidula sabale sort of one day.
That is impossible because I cannot sit in all the committees at the same time.
But don't be.
So you see, because near quorum, so 3 is a quorum. You cannot. Timetable bondi. You have morning session and afternoon sessions. And if you, like for example, in the same session, you sign 2, the internal audit will stock you out and they will hold onto the payment of the entire payment to regularize that because you cannot do that.
Okay.
But you can, if you have a morning session and the other committees in the afternoon, yes, you can attend us too.
Thank you. Okay.
But it's not possible for you to attend 3 at the same time. Not possible.
We're trying to break this down into pieces. Every session, would you say is 40,000 or 400,000 session or session?
What kind of session?
No.
1,450,000. 1 minute sitting
1,500 per session.
No, what is costing is the costings.
That's the first
of the session. That's the costing of the session. So ila sitting allowance nying is 1,005.
4 times in a session.
Okay, so that would be 4 times. 4 times. Okay, somebody is doing the maths for me because somebody is transcribing this at the moment. So the force is 1,450,000 Allah sitting killing and then sitting nine in lakake. So no, somebody is volunteering. Can do the maths for us. 1,450,000 Dipitel Kawole times 4. Okay, sinyanani. Okay, niatar no ibe dipite ibe fenge.
Then let me still help you. Then the guy can go further. Divide the total by 58 members. Then you know how much each member gets.
Okay, divide that by 58 members. Whoever is volunteering on here, and so saying alka pour aleta alla molkan alla dipitel minne carte file ka mun allowance le di alla wolto alka mun allowance le soto okola
kata ka muri la constituency ka
ha mun allowance le board.
That's constituency allowance. That's I'm not too sure, but I think it's 15,000
a month.
A month, yes. That's part of your allowances.
15,000.
But
these people are amassing all the money.
Hey, connection of Qatar because you're not going anywhere. You are not going anywhere. No. It's not happening here. No, Atakela. Hey, that credit goes on the man. No. So, this is scary, you know. Honestly, not like if you put that 1 million for every sitting, senior nanny, and then you got this 15 to up. Okay, I'll line up
1,500. Like you have 2 sittings, morning and in afternoon. That's $3,000 already.
So
a day you getting 3,000. So don't be ila salary the whole month maybe amount 3,000 or sifan, and you are earning that a day, and you cannot even pass simple bills for ali constitutional banco luali dada. I don't get it. Seriously, I don't get it.
Okay, Madi is here. Honorable, yes.
I'm telling you, look, somebody said, Che, among you, I don't know who among you said that.
I said that.
I'm saying if Bamba has registered at Barokunda and he wants to go to Barokunda with his car, the fuel alone will be more than 3,000. Okay. And then that's just Barokunda. Barokunda is just around Soma. But at least you must have 3,000, 5,000 fuel.
So for a buga fuel allowance,
because you go there, we not approach it here. What is the mentality of our electorates? You must
for
give.
Fuel coupon. I'll book a fuel coupon also though.
And then
I'll book a fuel coupon also though.
No, they are not times without number. That members of parliament do not have any fuel coupon. Members of parliament do not have drivers. Members of parliament do not have maintenance. We said this over and over. There is no fuel coupon given to any of us, except the minority leader and the majority leader. And that is to facilitate their going to office and back. No fuel coupon is given to no single member of parliament.
But alcohol fuel allowance, Madi, do you get fuel allowance?
I don't get fuel allowance. There is nowhere in my pay slip where you have fuel allowance. So sometimes figures are very big in your eyes, but break them down. All of you are Gambians.
Yeah, but
Gambian, and that is just, I'm talking about just Jarasoma. What about the guy in Kantora?
Yeah, I know, but this is the basic Nimu allowance. So what the deputy like Joe Mugellati?
Anyway, I think we are diverting here. We are focusing more on their earnings than the anti-corruption bill.
These are not millions.
Honorable DJ.
So, no, we're not digressing.
No. We're now looking into their pay instead of looking at the anti-corruption bill. because
that's what
they
we
now-
need. So the reason why nga jefo pour molia long ika jell di ñi molla pour eta ye wo doko ke. Does that make sense? Coming how much nka wala di la pour eta ye wo doko ke. Bar ni nge bula wo doko la
Ibuka exactly. Ibuka doko.
That is limited to only your sitting allowance.
Yes, Bamba.
That is limited to only your sitting allowance.
Honorable Madi able to demanding.
Mari, hold on. Mari, 1 minute. 1 minute. 1 minute. So,
Allah ta fala ko ngali jo salary menna o salary da mada boru je nalbe sila kanna bankola luwa ko lu kacha Allah sitin nano be kafo 1,450,000 neo calculate sinya nani obe kanya na 5,800,000 na fe so 5,800,000 neo tala dipite
You break down to 58 members.
58
we
members.
break down to 58 members dipite o dipite every sitting
now.
yeah, every sitting, I'll be 25,000 Lesotho. 4 sittings, I'll be 100,000 Lesotho each.
Yeah.
Allahu Akbar.
So, akamunda ganyin kono be dialla. No, madi atunyanta atunyanta tala umurala. Nali me keku billah hal titarjana. Yeah, my friend, look, come on, for send more Karmosina, Imira Bang, Kolea membe Gambia. More people are in that country, many aloko. They live below $1 a day. $1.
Yeah.
It is 25,000 ikasoto every sitting. 25,000. But what's the other one? Joe for man killing.
Yeah,
Go be dialla. Alkana
every 3 months.
Yeah, but 3 months, 25,000 divided by
Let us try to be a little bit reasonable here. Because the way you are sounding, Bamba, the way you are sounding, as if, look, you are getting 25,000 over there every month. This is every 3 months.
Every month for the every 3 months, every session.
No, along
can you divide it by a month?
Honorable Sise.
What is more important is
go.
Okay.
Can I just come in here? Can I just come in?
Yes,
Yalong, ideally, Benga understand ko MP Sol ila sitting in Yanta allowance or sort of even young in Europe, they get their sitting allowance, or the allowance is also. Very menu quality with all those allowances that are given to the MPs. Ibuka doko keno miya lonko mbe nyabe bola udoko la ngafo nyinde alhamdulillah. For instance, the draft constitution signing anti-corruption bill with all that money given to MPs, even below Faka. Why should we waste taxpayers' money? And we could nyanta tala nunga sambalo bidano to like borols and anything.
Mustafa, that is exactly my point. Honorable Madiman Nakumo, Memem Fokang, Mafoko Dibitol Manyan, Dibitol Nyantal Jola enough money. Nyantal Jola enough money. So that Alsilua Kendo Lutamandin, Alsi Tilling, Moment Kabe Jenkela, Alia Faiko, Hanide, Ntolbe Dobal la Kankan Dibite Board. It is not a big deal. But we have a small economy. We can love the poor alpha comfortable. Aleni paradol menisoto molia fenkele molia kwere len koy ko alina dibitol bule moto kendol borindi because they can only walling nin sawo ketan to nyabe
wala mun de la point
pari memen meyen niyo ku ya beti meyen niyo ku ya madi lafta wala itandila wala mu nyenti ko ndema mira dibité fango nyanta sonna imu cristiano to imu muslimo to dibité nyanta sonna feye na dibité bungoto ite o support knowing fully well this is going to affect my voters. This is going to affect the poor farmers. This is going to affect the woman who is seeking medical attention. And I nyanto men soto nyanto le soto. We have equal rights to the national cake. But banko molu niaja ateke wakilate atenin tingo. Abuka boro fansora be mem min no la ka jala fato le ming. Ay son ala atela banko la nafulo ay abondinte kunna alafta le purunga la sama betendi. Alignantal hakilo to la député bonto baka is better fang ekana sitting in aten fereng
then yes sitting in attend idaya tara bularim fenkono me alonko it would affect the nation for years to come. What is disingenuity in my view?
I
Ntengaje ko
agree.
war is unpatriotic in my view.
You have to go there and play your role, either yes or no. For me,
Madi,
I will not
it's
accept
not that
myself
you
because
can.
of that.
Madi,
I will go and defend my position. But I cannot stay home because you say that
we are all aware,
Madi.
Madi.
Yes. I'll go and put my no. I'm alone.
Yeah, even men can
So
we are all aware, and majority of the people are.
So, Stanley, you know where you should put your efforts and resources.
You're gone.
Let's sensitize our electorates.
This is one of them.
Because like a parliamentarian control, no, because it's like a cartel dealer. If the electorates are sensitized and they are aware, they know we can do this and that, then they can control the parliament.
Yo,
so
your
resources and your
yes, nsongana wale atin nanko ngani miro sotoko fo molte la député recall la no ning ye mol educate nyina bamba ni yake ndenga ke Sulemani yake ko gunjurun kol jaran kol basen kol as
no honorable Mimfo as at now recall bijele bare atije because a man acting samba for acting nati into parliament janni electors be la MP sol recall nola. So I will promise ko after la nying committee malon for rent committee nying na pareta he would work on that one for nati. So saying even if we can sensitize them, but if it's not
among act mantra in place, electoral to elected members to account.
Yes.
There are other several ways of holding your members of parliament to account.
Habarialon Dolbije wol manyana teralaje Dolbije
electorate to their constituencies, to their bandanas, and tell them in their face that we don't want this, we don't want this, we don't want this. If you go there next time, we don't want to do this and that and that. If those mechanisms are in place and members are aware of it and they are doing that, that's another way of controlling members of parliament.
Honorable Sise, Mambalawola. Honorable Mambalawola, bari incoming for that one.
Deal with our elections as well.
Suleiman, I think Suleiman lava fenne fola. So.
Mambalang ye for is here hold no accountable. But look at what you've just stated. Minister Nying, la caucus meeting, they would sit with this MPP parliamentarians and then this alliance mul. So so obviously they would agree to government support or government protect. So if we close Jamal Bondila. So the best option, Dolbije Imanyan Taralaje, they should be recalled. So what recall agning Anyanda Wole Napila, Isaje electoral system was no MP recall. Because case Handi Bandabar Hani banning fang will take a fenna. Because after Bandabar they would still carry on doing economic to support their government. But in here recall you bondage ye don't nati wo balon nako ye nyin ati na kari bondage so ninte kaka je sign ninga man ko ke anyama eden kumalila. So I think recall me really important and then just you know accountable at the bantaba.
And take my word, I've already given you my word.
Okay. On record.
No, because
and I must
so
I must say that
is part of members of parliament which lawmaking, oversight functions, and then representation. And if we do that, we are representing people because we are empowering them to recall us if you are not on the right track. So this is something that I am definitely going to do something about it. Either I say with some members of my party, or I start the process whilst this one is going on. But I already told you also, we have teased out a lot of them. By Monday, Tuesday, we'll start these committee meetings, and then these acts will all be laid before my committee. Then we know what next are we going to do now.
Thank you. So
something's going to be done.
And left you've earned my respect more because from this point Ngajiko Iman Sila Purka tonya accept and you admit where you are wrong and where you are right, okay, and defend. And womu it's hadamading kendo leka okeno. So definitely you've earned my respect today.
Okay, Honorable Mari. So ya fole ko abe nyame bari be min kela itakal famala jang watu tata bake bari bamba malum fo ila observation
call me anytime you want to.
No ita kan say loku ne binala jan deputy ndol bulala foni nyin ko
but he's a busy man. He's a busy man.
Besabingol kile kanede.
Zabingol wolel non saying imam tije wolon na sabiji almamo ni oboro je saying the rest of them will man kumaya wodro non kebati. The rest of them.
Definitely, on a serious note, I'm more than willing to come to the platform anytime you call me. If I'm available, I will definitely.
Even if you are not available, make yourself available.
All right, I'll make myself available.
Thank you. So, your final thoughts, final thoughts.
Yeah, I think, like I said, I'm quite impressed, and Honorable Cisse has won more of my respect today, because I remember Wato Kabring Brown envelope told Nata, he was one of the guys that came out and admitted, yes, he has collected, an envelope. And on Bifanang, he was very bold to come out and tell us, these figures and factual Miyalonko, they are doing it in the parliament. So, yalo mo neman kendea, ibuka hani katonya, song Tonyala in public, even when you know you are wrong. So this is how you develop and grow. So Ntebe Mimfula Drong, use your position, try to inilam colleagues, those on the opposition, those MPP in call, try to encourage them. Puria understand go, they're not there for borrow. Even though MPP he win on MPP ticket, but kudol bije Honorable Sania for Ning corruption building has nothing to do with MPP or UDP or APRC, national isnity. Because corruption o minta ke banko kan innocent mole lekafa, as a ripple effect of corruption o minkata. Because ika kodo ming sunya, ika kodo ming divert, ika doko mol miya lonko inyanta doko kela andun they qualified for doko nying ike bali doko la ika di ila badingo la o ila sunkuto la o ila kambano la wube ka banko nasindile andun aka banko tardende ning banko nasita jata kende ate kenola senote kenola anyama konkobe siala tapeleabe siala crime be siala. So be asunta through corruption or effects. So as a result, until they are all guilty, ibemu moderasoleti, ibemu mo falality, because they are supporting corruption. If the corruption protected, they are part and parcel of many alongo ibe Gambianol innocent Gambianol fakan. Musol mi alongo ika fatimol kono itelle ke fa. Dindingol mi alongo ika sasa ibuka boro soto itelle ke sasa di. Mol mi alongo ika sasa nyanta tara jalo la bantala ibuka tano itelle ke wo sabu wala. So itelle mo itelle kanyin crime will be cause. So they are as bad as Hitler. They are as bad as Idi Amin or any worse, Hadamadingo Mia Lonko, Aka Hadamadingo Niolfa. Anybody Mia Lonko, MPLM, you are supporting Puriewo Clause 37 Bondi. You are as worse as these people. And you are as guilty of killing innocent Gambians. And on Gambians la Bulutul Balbulu. And that includes President Barrow as well. Because he should come out and speak pour Kabilo in support ka MP Sol encourage pour ye wo Clause 37 ya include ye ya pass. Ala baraka.
Ini marawa ke Sol. Bamba, your final thoughts. Kono to dia Bamba.
Mustafa, nsi même fono Gambia dingule wala mu nyenti ko. History be safero lale. Andung Mose hakilo to bake. Mbe ngalon ne ko 2020 draft constitution. Men ya bilo nyim pass. Men ko bilo nyi nyanta talale. Honorable Halifa Sallah. Honorable KKB Baro. Honorable Alpha Seni Sise. Honorable Madi Sise. Honorable Seni Toure. Dauda Kausu Jawara. Honorable Momodo Sise. Honorable Alaji S. Dabo. Honorable Fakeba Koli. Honorable Bakari Kamara. Honorable Lamin F. Konta. Honorable Suleiman Saho. Honorable Asan Toure. Honorable Yaya Gassama. Honorable Alaji Kajali Fofana. Honorable Lamin J. Sane. Honorable Alaji S.B. Silla. Honorable Alaji Dabo. Honorable Dembo Kamara. Honorable Bakari Njai. Honorable Matar Jeng. Honorable Mohamed Mahanera. Honorable Fode Drame. Honorable Alaji Drame. Honorable Ousmane Silla Banjul. Honorable Souaibou Touré. Honorable Omar Sise. Honorable Alaji H. Sow. Ya Kumba Jaite. Mamadou Lamine Sane. Honorable Ndeye Yassine Seka. Ñun le draft constitution ñim foko a ñanta talale mo tan sabanin killing bari mennu fanam balanda ko draft constitution ñinte pass la ngali fanan lonne de honorable Fatoumata Njai PPP amantara banko ka wotaimo honorable Sidia Diatta afindita député bunta mamuru nan kotenke wo memba fulole man kad e fayroke wo draft constitution la but honorable Demba Sow GDC I vote against the draft constitution. Honorable Sunkari Baji Fonyi Berefet, a vote against the draft constitution. Honorable Musa Amul Nyasi Fonyi Kansala, vote against the draft constitution. Honorable Kadi Kamara Fonyi Bondali, Honorable Momodu Kamara Fonyi Bintang, Honorable Sankun Jamme Fonyi Jarol, Honorable Amadou Kamara Nyani Ja, Honorable Samba Jallo Nyamina, Honorable Usman Toure Sabah Sanjal, Honorable Seni Jawara Lower Salum, Honorable Alaji Mbow, NRP, Honorable Baba Galle Diallo Sane Mentereng, Honorable Sekuba Jaju Busumbala, Honorable Fatou K. Jawara Talending, Honorable Alaji Jawara Lowa Badibu, Honorable Ablai Sise Ol Yundum, Honorable Mohamed Magasi Basse, Honorable Sekou Marong Latrikunda, Honorable Omar Dabo Opa Salum, Opa Badibu, Opa Nyomi, Honorable Bileji Tunkara, current majority leader Kantora, Honorable Salifu Jao Jokadu, Honorable Keba Jallo Jara Central, Honorable Mohamed Ndaw Banjul Central, and Honorable Majanko Samusa nominated member. Ñun le balanta draft constitution o pour pass député board. Na men follow to wala ko draft constitution ñing ayta. Altobe suffering history bu kol konal. Ñing current bilo men lafta pour ayta ma. Men be balandim pour ka fo ko section 37 ñanta bola jele. Me alon ko wole ma ni juloti. Iñanta ni obondi la fureo nga fureo landi député board. Mbali fananto safela tinde. Andung alkal dingol lel tora sama because nyimbe tara history bu ko konole al dingol balo na kon yaran tol fañol lel betil mbali yake kam Gambia dingol la député bon. Remember ko anything that you do would come back haunting you. Karma is always alive. Ali wolong ko mbey jamano mento ala buka lakira batu ko do la keke dunia janne nga député jamal le jemen yalon ko they were members of parliament. They died very poor. Why? Because hadama dingol la hako ikana la be balo jarale le foy fa ibuka kende ano alal hakiloto molla hakoto alal hakiloto ko molle be Gambia men yalon ko ibuka baluwo soto baluwo koleyate bulu aye bula wuliya fola aye bula katara yaay kan sato ko kaf mole ko namu solo be tingoto asulata yelolo ma atara musu tusi fonte bulu fam mebi fam ani musu fonte tingoto mebi hanni muso be bulu nyimbe koleyale ka be sabo aka hadama dum la dankene a tiñale natole molla dankene a tiña yomal kiyama atol be muna fola alay Fatul albuke mira bang ndol kanyi kodo men bedu ndal ko na dibito laftal al fanani nice laftal al fanani ale soute mol kono laftal al kana boto funtol dung ale yayi laftal nal nyon dibité dolu benta bantala bankol kang men mu oda dibito like ECOWAS parliament AU parliament UN anywhere altata je mol fana ya lon ko nyimmun to la Gambia dibito look at how they are dressed in African attire look how nice they are mol nyasi bo alfe koni al balafagni al sabari nal man sabari nte sabar la de Ntete man sakunda blame la nyina because we have 3 arms of government. Atolla arm is very important. Allah am wole luada da dulati. Allah am wole nyanta jela ko to nyaay sabati. Na man sabati ayta kiti bungoto. But executive ye mewmen ke ni atole singol kuruntu alfa le lafita. Moma nyanna hani government blame la nyina. This is entirely your responsibility. Ni aje government kali walen itol ta kenola. Ni ba kenola to na man jere na toliya. So munanti natol be sonne batol dundila jahannam alfon le bar fandu de kan momentral dunde kan jahna bad alka mengo menke alama alaya bonda al kono kila hormoto alama aliye bata dali en tora alama alaya al tora ndolte yam fulal manyin kulan because this is our lifeline lafta la corruption no fa gambia isaje na development o sita isaje president baro faransi legacy to nali yakano alama koy mustafa ndanga nyene to kamol fumol kamen fumol la baraka
Suleiman Jandim bita ngete nga tasmim bulere bulo alla député nina diamuta Suleiman Jeng aketa nyaaw nyaam bela fila ning alay mabe lokun koteng ya fonye ina atalata bamba be ita fana alla député because sai akumata baake purunka to fol ke jam because nying kodo minka bondi a siatale puru molka tarasiri nje yesa no sala yes bulu wulindo doronna anyanta tambila wolale so bamba alla député aketa nyaaw foya soto foy ma soto ning ala yemma be lokunala aketa nyaaw bela fila yemma koy aketa nyama okay honorable Cisse your final thoughts muna bakela la konoto diati ani muna bakela ndol ibe nyamende la nyaadi ndol mi mandara député bonkon honorable Madi Cisse
kugal so fande programme ni ayan hamo warandi ayan hanyindi and ayan wakilindi fana because ni mol men be la baba masko aning is it Jeng?
Yes, Suleiman Jeng.
Suleiman Jeng wala jamda follow kadi.
Yes.
Ila diamol are powerful and is encouraging also. So même fona do mi atari inteka simpanya kaneta woton be fula la falje waranta ku katu dunia mi nyawonya la krane wallahi da do ballo wallahi ko da do ballo odo nin to limon adam madu la adam na hakoda na mul nyanto dila odo wokala masimol you recall acting as from today, seriously. I will work around it. In a couple of months' time, I should be able to give you a progressive report on it. I don't bring at Mata when you're going to do a fana, Mokataria, or just Lebala, but Pokunima must have I promise you that definitely we do something about it because no more occasion we are not honest to ourselves, we are not honest with elections. We must have powers to recall, then you can control them. No, the better Blampanyo Zamana. My encourage a continuing program, and I'll make a calendar, a lot of other platforms may allow a program, but continue doing it. Electoral so that they can be more aware. Hanya manke record kudo just menkeno kan kela deputy commandi alla stato wala la constituency to alla constituency meeting commandi alla deputy address ko nte ela mo ni to ya bakar bare mana menke what nim last meeting no man ya fa man la fa koten hani an alon ko altare ko no la bare alon ka be fo ka e na o bula ni sanni lo banda bi amul rete tele ko ta kala fa susu so as keno ay
honorable Mbeten Tulambeje la killing Suleiman anim Bamba banding alayam mabe nyimbe kela kuleti mi alon dolfanang the management and staff aning jamano timo be program nyinto mu jamano de on Sky Power Suleiman Jem Bamba Mas lay jobade aning minni be katarajang dolfanam bela fera pour que nyin sim fata ko kaje ko nyin recall bel nying dolfanam benda kala jele 100% pour kaje ko recall e ke ken demi alon dolfanam no contribution lo woti pour kaje ko député li alon ko it need to be accountable la ila action on la balbe tentola mbal jele possibility nala inshallah alnimbara baraka Kutun la marlanu jiberal mo be dawda ni be watu to nyinan na lokum programo di jamono kamin suto kabono Skype or radio and TV services dum watu en so nyina la be danna janne programo nyin kana sibiti le kabo talang ululu UK time kata talang woro la UK time kuma kawo min fota jang ni mi yaje ko abe mol na falale isa programo nyi sia ko mata bake isaje lokum ko ten sinanan se Gambia la ko kacha damal jang Gambia la kunsa kachajang inshallah. Dong kabono Skype or radio and TV services on Nal Badi Mala Mustafa Jamme member in program o kunna for sibitinala inshallah al-nimbara.